For over 50 years, electronic eyes have scanned the red planet, searching for signs of life.
But sometimes, these robots send back images that look more like nightmares than scientific.
A human skull? Or a strange metallic object glinting in the middle of a desolate desert?
Or perhaps a long shadow resembling a woman waiting in eternal silence on the surface?
Some even claim to see an abandoned military base on a world thought to be dead. These grainy, haunting images have fueled human imagination for many decades.
Welcome to the secret files of Mars. Today, we are looking far beyond dry geology. We will dissect the most controversial photos in the history of space exploration.
NASA calls them just rocks, but the internet has a much more exciting name for them.
They call it undeniable evidence of aliens that once thrived on this very planet. Are we on the edge of truth, or just victims of a common visual illusion? The difference between a simple rock and an artifact is often just a trick of light.
Could an ancient civilization have truly existed and flourished on the Red Planet?
Or is it all just a clever prank played by the laws of light and shadow? Fasten your seatbelts. We are entering a high-stakes investigation. Over the next 30 minutes, we walk the thin line between science and imagination. We will analyze the evidence and face the craziest theories ever proposed by researchers. Prepare to challenge everything you think you know about Earth's mysterious neighbor. Truth about this planet might be stranger than any fiction you have ever read.
It needs hold up. We begin with the latest photos that have recently exploded across social media platforms.
Our first target, a structure looking exactly like a doorway into the deep underground.
Is this a secret Martian entrance? Or just an accidental geological crack in the stone?
The answer lies ahead. Let's explore the first secret file of the Red Planet. Before diving into the mysteries, let's meet our robotic photographers currently exploring the harsh Martian surface.
Meet the pioneers, Spirit and Opportunity, the twin rovers that proved Mars was once a world of water.
Then came Curiosity, a car-sized laboratory that has been roaming Gale Crater since 2012.
And now, Perseverance is hunting for ancient life in the dried-up delta of Jezero Crater.
These machines send thousands of images back to Earth every single day for East Asian scientists to analyze.
But here is the truth. 99.9% of these photos are just boring, silent rocks.
However, it is that final 0.1% that makes the entire internet explode with questions.
These images travel millions of miles through space to reach our screens, sparking wild theories across the globe. To understand these discoveries, we first need to understand how the human brain actually processes information. Why do we see strange things in a world of dust and stone? Science has a specific name for this.
It is called Pareidolia. Our brains are hardwired to find familiar patterns in completely random, noisy data.
Think about it. Have you ever looked at a fluffy cloud and seen a dog or a dragon?
Or have you ever looked at a simple electrical outlet and seen a surprised South Asian young male human face looking back? This is a survival instinct. Our ancestors needed to spot a hidden predator in the tall grass to survive.
Identifying a face or a shape instantly meant the difference between life and death in the wild.
Today, that same ancient brain looks at the Martian surface and tries to find something familiar.
On Mars, a simple shadow cast by a jagged rock can suddenly look like a person standing still.
A pile of eroded stones can transform into a ruined city when viewed from a certain angle.
This psychological phenomenon is the source of almost every alien discovery ever reported on the Red Planet. But even with this knowledge, some images are so convincing they leave even the experts scratching their heads. As we explore these files, ask yourself, is it just a trick of the mind, or something more?
Now that we understand the illusion, let's look at the most famous case of all time.
We are heading to the Cydonia region to investigate the face on Mars. Was it built or born?
Let's start with the discovery that recently set the entire internet on fire. Look closely at this rock face.
It looks like a perfect rectangular doorway, carved directly into the ancient Martian mountainside with incredible precision. The edges are so sharp and the shape so geometric that it seems impossible for nature to have created it. Social media exploded instantly. Millions asked, is this the entrance to a hidden underground Martian bunker? Or perhaps it is a ceremonial tomb for a long-lost civilization that once ruled these red deserts? Some theorists even suggested it could be a portal leading to a network of tunnels beneath the surface.
The precision of the cut suggests a level of technology that we didn't expect to find on Mars.
If this is a doorway, who built it, and what are they hiding behind that dark entrance?
But before we start packing our bags for an alien city, we need to look at the facts.
Science has a way of bringing us back to reality, and the truth is often found in scale. When we add a scale bar to the image, the mystery begins to shrink, quite literally.
This gateway is only about 30 centimeters tall. It's barely large enough for a house cat to walk through.
So, if it isn't an alien bunker, how did nature carve such a perfect, geometric shape into solid rock?
The answer lies in the history of Martian geology and the extreme environment of the Red Planet.
Geologists explain that this is a shear fracture. Rock layers can snap along straight lines due to immense pressure.
Thermal stress also plays a role. Temperatures on Mars can swing by over 100 degrees in a single day.
This constant expansion and contraction causes rocks to crack, like a glass hitting cold water. In this case, a block of stone simply fell out of the wall, leaving a rectangular void behind.
The straight lines we see are actually natural joints in the sandstone, common in many places on Earth too.
Perspective is a powerful tool. From the rover's specific angle, the shadow made the hole look like a tunnel.
It's not a doorway to a city, it's just a small, shallow crack in an old, weathered mountain.
But don't be disappointed. While this doorway was a trick, other images are much harder to explain.
Next, we move from architecture to biology. Why did curiosity find something that looks exactly like a human bone?
This next mystery will challenge your understanding of what is possible in a world of dead stone. Was there a creature roaming these plains, or is the planet playing another trick on our eyes? Stay tuned, because the evidence for ancient life is about to get much more personal.
We are diving deep into the most controversial fossils ever found by our robotic explorers.
Is it possible that Mars was once a graveyard for a species we've never met?
Prepare for a deep dive into the biology of a planet that shouldn't have any.
We cannot talk about Martian mysteries without mentioning the one that started it all in 1976.
Viking 1 captured an image in the Cydonia region that sent shockwaves through the entire scientific world.
It was a gargantuan African-American human face, 3 kilometers long, staring directly back at us from the Martian surface.
The world was stunned. Was this a monument built by an ancient civilization to get our attention?
Conspiracy theories exploded overnight, claiming this was a direct warning or a greeting sent to planet Earth.
Some researchers argued the features were too symmetrical and too perfect to be a simple work of nature.
Nearby, South Asian people claim to see giant pyramids and a ruined city, dubbed the City of Cydonia by believers.
For 25 years, this image fueled Hollywood movies and countless late-night debates about our cosmic neighbors.
NASA insisted it was just a pile of rocks, but the public remained deeply skeptical for decades.
They called it the Martian Sphinx, a relic of a race that had vanished millions of years ago.
The mystery grew deeper as the low-resolution image left too much room for our wild imaginations to roam.
Every pixel was analyzed, every shadow was measured, yet the truth remained hidden behind a veil of grain.
Was NASA hiding the truth? The demand for a high-definition reshoot became a global obsession.
We waited for a new mission, a better camera, and a final answer to the greatest riddle in space.
In April 2001, the Mars Global Surveyor finally returned to the site with high-definition technology.
As the satellite passed over Cydonia, it took a photo 10 times sharper than the original Viking image.
The face began to dissolve. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth simply vanished into the dust.
The high-resolution camera revealed a natural landform known as a mesa, common in Earth's own deserts.
The eyes were just shadows. The mouth was a natural ridge shaped by millions of years of erosion.
It was a perfect storm of low pixels, a specific sun angle, and the human brain's pareidolia.
When viewed from a different direction or with better light, the monument becomes just another Martian hill. It was a hard lesson for the world. Never trust a blurry photo when a mystery is involved.
Despite the evidence, some still believe the high-res photos were digitally altered to hide the alien truth.
But for science, the case was closed. Nature is the most talented sculptor in the entire solar system. Face on Mars was our first major encounter with how our minds can deceive us in space.
However, while the face was a lie, other rover discoveries are much harder for NASA to explain.
We learned that Mars is a master of disguise, using light and shadow to play with our heads.
Don't let your guard down yet. The next mystery involves something that looks undeniably like biology.
We are moving from optical illusions to the search for actual, physical fossils in the Martian dirt.
If the face was a trick, what about the femur found in August 2014? Let's investigate.
If it's not architecture, could it be biology? Let's examine these incredible shapes found in the Martian dirt.
In August 2014, Curiosity captured this. It looks exactly like a fossilized human thigh bone.
The shape is unmistakable. A long shaft with rounded joints, resting silently on the dry, dusty surface.
Could this be the remains of a giant Martian creature that roamed these plains millions of years ago?
And what about these? Thousands of tiny, round spheres scattered across the ground like fields of mushrooms.
Opportunity found them in 2004. They appear organic, growing in clusters among the rocks.
Some theorists even claimed these spheres were actually biological organisms currently living and growing on Mars today.
Then there is the coral, a delicate branching structure that looks like it belongs at the bottom of an ocean.
It stands just a few millimeters tall, defying the harsh, dry winds of the red planet.
Is this a graveyard of an ancient ecosystem? A world once teeming with vibrant flora and fauna?
Imagine a green Mars, where strange creatures lived near blue rivers and giant forests of stone.
The internet went into a frenzy, calling these photos the smoking gun for alien life.
If these are fossils, we are looking at the greatest discovery in the history of the human race.
But NASA's reaction was quick. They moved to debunk these biological claims with cold, hard science.
Prepare yourself. The truth behind these fossils is more about chemistry than it is about biology.
Let's start with the femur. As convincing as it looks, it is just another rock. Mars is a world of extreme wind erosion. Sand-laden winds act like a natural sculptor for billions of years. These winds carve soft sandstone into smooth or rounded shapes that mimic complex biological structures. On Earth, we find rocks shaped like animals and people all the time. Mars is no different.
Chemical analysis showed the bone is made of typical Martian sedimentary rock, not calcium and marrow.
Now, let's talk about those mushrooms. They are officially known as hematite concretions.
NASA calls them blueberries because of their small size and distinct, perfectly round shape.
They aren't growing. They were formed billions of years ago by minerals precipitating out of ancient water. As groundwater soaked through the soil, iron minerals gathered around a tiny core, forming a hard sphere.
Over time, the softer surrounding rock eroded away, leaving the hard blueberries scattered across the surface. They aren't mushrooms, but they are incredibly important for one major geological reason.
They prove that liquid water once existed here for very long periods of time.
To form these spheres, Mars needed persistent, soaking groundwater, like an ancient earthly marsh.
What about the coral? These are likely mineral dendrites or complex salt formations.
When minerals crystallize in thin cracks, they often form branching, tree-like patterns that look organic. They are masterpieces of chemistry, but they never had a heartbeat or a single cell. So, we have no bones, no mushrooms, and no coral. Just a planet of beautiful, deceptive stones.
But don't be discouraged. The search for real life on the red planet is far from over.
By studying these fake fossils, we learn exactly where to look for the real ones.
We are looking for microscopic signs, not giant skeletons. The truth is hidden in the molecules. Our next mystery takes us back to the world of bizarre and impossible technology.
Get ready to see the floating spoon and the alien tomb that baffled the entire world.
If nature can carve a bone, can it also carve a kitchen utensil? Let's find out.
The list of bizarre Martian discoveries continues to grow, and some look like they belong in a museum.
Take a look at this. A floating spoon, seemingly hovering right above the dusty Martian surface.
How can a kitchen utensil end up millions of miles away on a dead, frozen planet? And then there is the Lady of Mars, a figure looking like an African-American woman in her 50s, waiting patiently for a bus. Some even claim to have spotted a World War II German helmet, half buried in the rust-colored soil.
Is Mars a massive scrapyard for the universe?
or a graveyard of a civilization that looked like us.
These images are so clear that it feels like common sense is failing us. But science has an explanation. The real culprits are the two most patient sculptors in the solar system, wind and time.
This process creates what geologists call ventifacts, rocks shaped and polished by the abrasive force of wind-blown sand.
On Earth, gravity usually breaks these delicate structures, but Mars has only 1/3 of our planet's gravity.
This allows fragile shapes, like the floating spoon, to exist without collapsing under their own weight.
The spoon is actually just a thin piece of rock protruding from a larger boulder, shaped by unique wind patterns.
Once again, our old friend Pareidolia has turned a random piece of eroded rock into a familiar household item. Even if these are just stones, they prove that Mars is a world of constant, violent change. But while we chase spoons and statues, we might be missing the most significant discovery of the century.
Beyond the optical illusions, the rovers are finding something much more quiet and much more dangerous. NASA isn't just looking for big monuments. They are hunting for the invisible fingerprints of life itself.
In the next 5 minutes, we move from rocks that look like things to molecules that shouldn't be there.
It's time to leave the illusions behind and look at the real mystery that has NASA worried.
Truth is deeper than a spoon and more complex than a statue. Let's look at the atmosphere. We are about to uncover the secret of the Martian methane. Is the planet actually breathing?
We are easily distracted by rocks with strange shapes, but the real mystery is much deeper.
The truth is not found in outward appearances, but within the complex chemical composition of the Martian soil.
Curiosity discovered mysterious plumes of methane gas, a substance often linked to biological life on our own planet. Why does this gas appear in cycles? Is something beneath the surface still breathing after all these millions of years?
In Jezero Crater, Perseverance is currently collecting samples of complex organic molecules from an ancient, dried-up river delta.
These rovers aren't looking for giant monuments or dinosaur bones. They are hunting for the invisible fingerprints of life.
This is the real treasure hunt, searching for microscopic evidence that we are not alone in the vast universe. Every drill bit and every laser blast brings us closer to answering the most important question in human history.
We are looking for the biosignatures of a world that was once blue, wet, and potentially full of life.
If Mars once had life, even just tiny bacteria, it means life is a common occurrence in the cosmos.
While we laugh at spoons and faces, the machines are quietly rewriting the history of our solar system.
These samples are now waiting for a future mission to bring them back to Earth for final confirmation.
The day we find a single fossilized cell will be the day humanity changes forever, becoming a multi-planetary species. We have moved from observing myths to measuring reality, from dreaming of aliens to analyzing their potential chemistry.
The Red Planet is no longer a world of ghosts, but a laboratory where our future is being written. As we move into the final chapter of our journey, let's consider what these discoveries mean for our tomorrow.
Ultimately, these doorways, faces, and bones may just be silent pieces of rock shaped by time. But they reflect something deeply human, our desperate longing not to be alone in this vast, dark universe.
We gaze into the cosmic shadows and hope that something, or someone, is looking back at us. Perhaps one day, a photo sent back won't be an illusion, but evidence that changes human history forever. Until then, Mars remains a mirror, reflecting our own curiosity, our fears, and our infinite dreams of discovery.
Do you think NASA is hiding the ultimate truth? Or is it all just a trick of the light? Share your theories in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives.
If you enjoyed this journey, hit the subscribe button and the bell to join our crew for next week.
Don't miss our next mission as we travel even further into the unknown reaches of the deep cosmos.
Thank you for watching, and as always, keep your eyes on the stars and your mind wide open.
Until next time, Earthlings, the universe is waiting.